Sometimes you've just got to get out the house, spur the moment and go on an adventure. And today that's exactly what me and Vicky have done. We've come down to Tottington and we're going to have a look round the old print works. We've never been here before. We only came across it perhaps, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago. Some photos online. And we thought when the weather's a little bit better and we've not got anything else planned, we'd come down and visit this place. So here we are. And like I said, it's a spur of the moment. We don't know anything about the history of the place apart from a few notes which I've got on my phone. I'm going to read out to you some of the things I have written down and hopefully you guys might find it interesting. Now don't forget, if you do like this video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, don't forget to comment, and if you've been down here or you know more about the history of this location, don't forget to give us a share as well. Share this video, it does help the channel immensely. But in the meantime, let's crack on and we will have a wander around and see what we can uncover. Now, one of the first things we spotted here at the old former print works is a lot of remnants of the past, but this in particular. And just look at the size of the bolts that held this thing together. You've got obviously, well, I don't know if it was concrete, but you've got obviously the inside filled to strengthen it. Obviously the building would have come across, but just the size of these. Now, for those who regularly watch our videos, you may well remember a video we did at the back end of last year and the location of Ely Kedward, which obviously was the inspiration for the Blair Witch, the movie The Blair Witch. And if this doesn't give you Blair Witch vibes, I don't know what will. Now how cool is that? Now obviously it is obviously some kind of covering for obviously when the rains are coming, but still quite cool nevertheless. Now what I will say, if you ever do come down to here, and I will put a map overlay on this video so you guys know exactly where it is, but if you ever do come down here, just be careful of things like this. I mean, they are remnants of the past, forgotten history, but they are dangerous and you can easily trip over it, as Vicky nearly did. And there's one there and there's one just a bit further up, so just be mindful of where you're stepping if you come down here, and just please be careful. And there's things such as this which you may see, but I suppose in summertime when all the vegetation is growing, you could quite easily find yourselves tripping up in a hole such as this. I don't know if you guys are hearing what we're hearing, but it sounds like the Hound of the Baskervilles in the distance. Whether or not it's something to do with the Holcombe, is it hunt or something they used to do back in the day? I don't know if they're still doing that now, fox hunting. I don't think they do fox hunting as per se nowadays, but I still think the hunts still take place. But definitely in that direction, we've been hearing it for quite a while, but really loud hounds. See, it's gone quiet again now. Strange, but yeah, we just thought we'd try and get it on camera. Now, I'm going to carry on with the scout around these old print works and we'll take in some more of the history. This is an interesting feature, and we're not quite sure what it would have been or perhaps where it would have led to. But as you can see, it does go underground, and there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Oh, you've got an archway here. I've only just spotted this. And if you look, that's the archway. That's pretty neat. I'm not quite sure if the GoPro is making this or picking this up as well as what we can see, but you can just see an outline of a building going in that direction. Obviously it was a building, it was a room of sorts at some point. Obviously not sure what. There's nothing as interesting at this side, perhaps maybe over there, but definitely here there's the outline of a wall, an old foundation. Now we've appeared, or we've arrived I should say, I think these must have been the lodges here and in this area here, because you've definitely got two on that side which still contain water, especially that one. That's got some remnants of water in it, maybe not as much, but again, you can just make out the outline and the structures, if you will, of this once massive area. It was by the late 1800s, 1880 or 1881, this entire operation had its own private railway line. And I'll put the name down below because I can't remember at the top of my head, it was the Bury and Lancashire District Railway Line. Again, I'll put the name down below exactly what it was. And I think that is the same line that we walked down to get here. So on our way back, we'll get some footage and we'll show you guys exactly where we think that railway line used to be. But it set to have its own private railway line. It must have been a vast operation here in Tottington. And now Vicky's just come across this one. Now obviously an animal of sorts has made this. I'm not even going to hazard a guess what kind of animal, because I don't want to sound stupid by saying the wrong thing, and said animal might not even be in these parts. But if anybody knows what could have made this hole, because it's obviously fresh dirt and the hole goes quite far down, but if anybody has an idea, comment down below. So the hole that Vicky found just over there, over that direction, it either comes out or starts here. Now what makes this interesting is there is some kind of pipe. There's a pipe there. But obviously something's been burying and making a passageway, which comes out over there or vice versa. But yeah, interesting. If anybody knows, like I said, just comment down below and tell us what you think could be making this. I've got my own idea, but like I said, I don't want to sound stupid by, as I said before, by naming something which is completely daft. So from what we just read, apparently there was a medieval car mill here round about 1296, and there was still a car mill here round about 1790. So like I said, this land, this area goes back hundreds and hundreds of years. It really is an interesting place. Like I said, you just have to be a bit mindful on feet, and I've said I think that a couple of times in on video. But yeah, get yourselves on down here. It's a Tottington Print Works, or the former place of the Print Works here in Tottington. Parking is relatively easy, and like I said, we'll put maps over so you guys know exactly how to get here. But I think you'll find it interesting. It may not be the longest of walks you'll do, but there's still a lot to see. Just making our way through some of this overgrowth, and then when you come to something like this, I don't think the GoPro is doing it justice, but it's like something, is it Narnia? Remembers the film Narnia, the Chronicles of Narnia? But I'm seeing a lot of greens here. I don't think the GoPro is doing it justice, guys, but what a view this is. Again, from the old ruins of Tottington Print Mill. And from what we've seen so far, it must have been an absolutely massive building and working place, because there's structures and there's fallen walls and there's metal struts coming out of the ground everywhere. Such an interesting place. Now we are finding a lot of these type of things here at the former home of the Print Works. Again, we don't know anything about the history of this place, only what we're going to say and what we've got on notes. So again, if anybody knows more and can tell us in detail what this would have been used for. I mean, you can see the red bricks, but then there's like a big slab across. So was it some kind of tunnel? Was it a former doorway? Maybe into a basement? We just don't know. So from the notes I've got, I think I'm right in saying that there's always been some form of business here on this land. But there was a chap, I think he was called Joshua Knowles, who expanded what was already here into a very successful calico printing business. And from some of the shots you guys will have already seen, it's an expensive place. Not expensive, I should say, but expansive. It's massive. And again, the notes I'm reading, from all accounts, the workforce that was relatively mediocre in terms of size, it expanded and grew. And I think in the 1840s there was around 400 or more people employed here. But there were many who were under the age of 13, so there were a lot of child workers here. And as you can imagine, there probably would have been a lot of accidents as well. Now, as we've been pointing out throughout this video, there are a lot of structures, a lot of walls, and obviously these were part of the original mill. So like I said, guys, when we came this way, just take care when you're walking along these paths. I mean, these paths alone, even though they're quite easy to walk on, as I said before, there are some metal struts sticking out. But be more careful if you decide to go off the beaten track into these areas, because like I said, there's a lot of holes which one would think in summertime would be a bit more treacherous than what they are today, because we can obviously see them. The Printworks itself closed around about 1920-21, and it fell into a proper state, proper abandoned, derelict, until that is the Home Guard took over the premises, and I think it was for training more than anything. Now, it is rumoured that there is some old, I think they're anti-tank blocks, cylindrical in shape, near the entrance. Now, me and Vicky's had a quick look and we couldn't find them, so we're not going to spend too long looking for that. But yeah, if you just do your research, you might actually see photographs online of those anti-tank blocks. It would have been nice to see them ourselves, but like I said, we couldn't spot them. Now, I think we can guess and put some context on how old this entire place used to be. Look at the thickness of this tree, and it's actually growing along, crushing the wall below it. So, I mean, how many years does it take for a tree to get to this size? So it shows you in some respect, the age of this building and these buildings where we are today. just based on that alone. Right, well, we just wandered off the beaten path away from the main part of the old print works, and we've just come across this structure here. How cool is that? Obviously, it looks like some kind of bridge, and there's obviously your red brick building or ruins here. We're going to have a look at that shortly, but that looks proper old. And it's hidden away, nestled away here, just on the outskirts of the print works themselves. And just for context, guys, the print works are just past them trees just there, so there is a pathway which me and Vicky's walked up, but it is kind of off the beaten track away from the print work. So if you come away and take a left and then walk up here, you'll come across this structure here. How cool is that? And this is what I mean about just getting out and about. Don't plan anything as such. Take your phone or your camera and just record what you're seeing. Now, when you make your way over here, chances are you'll encounter a lot of wildlife, such as these swans. Now, we're not going to go over because there is a duck on the side as well, but it's the swans, obviously, we're more wary of. And like Vicky said, it looks like the female is sat in the nest, so it looks like they are nested, so we're not going to get too close, we're not going to scare them. And I think, I could be wrong, Vicky, but don't do swans, they're very territorial, aren't they? I think they will attack if they feel obviously threatened. So
that could be the male.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because he was watching you, wasn't he? Vicky did walk to around about here and he was looking back at us, so she decided to come back, which obviously is the right thing to do. So yeah, obviously please respect the wildlife, and I'm sure most of you guys, if not all of you guys, will do so anyway. But it's a nice little thing to see. We presume the female and the male together, protecting the young, or the eggs maybe. And like I say, there's a lodge here and we've got another lodge at the side. So we're going to make our way back now. Like I said, we hope you guys have enjoyed this little video today. Like I said, it was just a spur of the moment one. We've come out, the weather wasn't good to start with, but we've risked it and it's eased off, so all the better. If you did enjoy it, like I say guys, give us a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. So the pathway where we're going now, as you can see, it's very old. You've got the cobbles just underneath this layer of dirt, but where that gentleman is with his dog going right, that is the old railway line. We think what was connected, or the sidings were connected to the print works, which are obviously in that direction. But yeah, this is most certainly a railway line, and again I'll put the name down below. So we think this is what was attached at the time to Tottington Print Works. So that's it guys, here in Tottington and the former print works. Now, like I said, this video is a bit hit and miss. We appreciate that. Like I said, me and Vicky don't have a clue about pretty much the history of this place, but this is what it's all about. This is about us just getting out of the house Sunday morning, dinner time-ish. We've come out, we've taken you guys with us, we've videoed it, we've said it as it is on the video, and this is what it is all about. Now, if you did like this video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, like I said right at the start of the video. Don't forget to comment down below if you know more about this place, if you know about the history, if you know people that may have worked here, or who was in the Home Guard here in the 1920s, comment down below. In the meantime, as I always say guys, don't forget to share the video, that helps the channel immensely. But in the meantime, as we always end these videos with, we want you to take care of yourselves, look after each other, and we will be back with another tale from my dark and at times glorious past. Take care, everyone. Vicky just found this on this, well, side of this little pathway, side of the railway. Again, how old is that, guys? And it's got like a cog structure to it. Pretty interesting and neat find. Anyway, put it down.